Welcome. Have you ever wondered what truly makes a difference in someone's life, especially after they've made mistakes and been involved in the justice system? We often talk about accountability, but what does real accountability look like when the goal is not just punishment, but genuine, lasting change? Today, we're going to explore a crucial question: what actually reduces reoffending? This isn't just about statistics. It's about public safety, the well-being of our communities, and the human capacity for transformation. It's about understanding the complex dance between individual responsibility and the support systems designed to help people move forward. When we talk about reducing reoffending, formerly known as recidivism, we're referring to someone relapsing into criminal behavior after being released from prison or after a sentence. This can be measured by rearrest, reconviction, or returning to incarceration. But there's another equally important concept: desistance. This is the process of actively ceasing criminal activity, choosing a different path, and building a pro-social life. It's a journey, not just an event. Our ultimate goal is to foster desistance. For far too long, our focus has often been reactive, on the immediate consequences of crime. But a truly effective system must also be proactive, looking at how we can help individuals break cycles and prevent future harm. This is why understanding what works and what doesn't is absolutely vital for everyone involved: victims, offenders, communities, and the entire justice system. So, where do we begin to unravel this complex tapestry? The research points us towards specific factors. Imagine someone trying to navigate a challenging maze. They need a map, some guidance, and to overcome certain obstacles. In the context of reoffending, those obstacles are what we call criminogenic needs. These are dynamic risk factors directly linked to criminal behavior. Think of them as the underlying drivers. Things like antisocial attitudes, a lack of problem-solving skills, substance abuse, mental health issues, or difficulty finding stable employment. Addressing these directly is key. Now, guiding our efforts is a widely accepted framework called the Risk-Need-Responsivity Model, or R&R model. It's like a compass for rehabilitation. First, the risk principle. The intensity of supervision and treatment needs to match how likely someone is to reoffend. You wouldn't give someone with a minor offense the same intensive support as someone with a history of serious crime. Second, the need principle. Interventions must target those criminogenic needs we just discussed. It's not enough to just talk about general well-being. We have to focus on the specific factors that fuel criminal behavior. And finally, the responsive principle. The way we deliver these programs must align with the individual's unique learning style, motivation, abilities, and even their personal strengths. What works for one person might not work for another. This often means using approaches like cognitive behavioral therapy. So, with these principles in mind, what are the actual evidence-based approaches that consistently show results? Let's look at the toolkit. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, stands out as highly effective. This isn't just about talking. It's about learning practical strategies to change negative thought patterns, improve problem-solving skills, and enhance self-control. It helps individuals literally rewire their thinking to make better choices. Then there's education and vocational training. Think about it. A stable job provides purpose, income, and a sense of belonging. Academic courses, GED programs, and job skills training significantly boost employment prospects, which is a critical factor in stopping criminal activity. It's hard to make good choices when you can't make a living.
We also can't ignore substance abuse and mental health treatment. For many, these are underlying issues that fuel criminal behavior. Therapy, 12-step programs, and psychiatric care for conditions like depression or PTSD are not just about feeling better. They are essential for addressing root causes that prevent a stable life. Crucially, individuals need pro-social support systems and community reintegration. Imagine trying to rebuild your life with nowhere to live, no one to turn to, and no place to work. Stable housing, meaningful employment, positive relationships with family or mentors, and access to community resources are absolutely vital for preventing relapse and fostering desistance. These connections provide a safety net and a sense of belonging. And finally, restorative justice. While its primary goal is to repair harm and facilitate reconciliation between victims and offenders, it plays a powerful indirect role in reducing reoffending. By facilitating dialogue, it helps offenders understand the impact of their actions, develop empathy, and take true accountability, which can be a powerful catalyst for personal change. This isn't a solo endeavor. A broad array of organizations contributes to these efforts. Government bodies like the National Institute of Justice fund crucial research, while the Bureau of Prisons implements programs within correctional facilities. NGOs and community groups like the John Howard Society provide direct services such as job training and mentorships. And of course, academic institutions constantly evaluate and refine these approaches. It truly is a collaborative effort involving many different parts of our society. Now, while we have strong evidence for what works, this field isn't without its complexities and debates. One significant challenge is defining and measuring recidivism. There isn't a universal definition of what constitutes a failure event or how long we should measure it. This makes it incredibly difficult to compare programs across different jurisdictions and sometimes leads to inconsistent conclusions. Another key debate centers on the effectiveness of incarceration versus community-based interventions. Some studies suggest that imprisonment, especially short-term sentences, can actually be counterproductive, potentially increasing reoffending due to negative social consequences like losing a job or housing. Community sentences, which allow individuals to stay connected to their lives and receive support, are often found to be more effective for rehabilitation. We also wrestle with the what works debate and effect sizes. While correctional treatment can reduce recidivism, the magnitude of these reductions is often debated. Average reductions might seem modest, around 10%, with some programs achieving 20 to 30%. There are also concerns that some interventions, if poorly implemented, can even have iatrogenic or harmful effects, inadvertently making things worse. Furthermore, challenges in program evaluation and generalizability are significant. It's difficult to definitively attribute reduced reoffending solely to one specific intervention, because so many other factors are at play. And what works perfectly in a highly controlled research setting might not translate as effectively to the messy realities of the criminal justice system. There's also a thoughtful discussion about taking a holistic versus a narrow focus in rehabilitation. Is focusing solely on recidivism rates as the only measure of success too narrow? What about broader goals like the overall process of desistance, building social capital, or simply helping someone live a more fulfilling, crime-free life? These are valuable outcomes too.
And finally, we must acknowledge that the effectiveness of interventions can vary significantly across specific populations. What works for someone with a serious mental illness might differ from what works for a younger individual with substance abuse issues, or between men and women. Tailored approaches are absolutely critical. We also have to address systemic barriers within the justice system itself and ensure accountability across all agencies involved. So, what does the future hold for reducing reoffending? Despite the debates and challenges, there's a clear path forward. We'll likely see a continued push for standardization of definitions and measurement for recidivism, which will allow us to evaluate programs much more effectively. We'll also see the refinement of interventions, continually testing and developing evidence-based programs, with a strong emphasis on tailoring them to specific individual and community needs. This includes an increasing focus on improved evaluation methodologies to better understand what truly drives positive outcomes in the real world. There will be a sustained emphasis on community-based solutions over short-term incarceration, recognizing their potential for more effective rehabilitation and reintegration. And crucially, we'll adopt a more holistic approach to desistance support, looking beyond just crime rates to encompass the development of social capital and the overall successful reintegration of individuals into society. Ultimately, reducing reoffending is not a simple problem with a simple solution. It requires a nuanced, evidence-informed, and compassionate approach. It demands that we look beyond punishment to consider what truly fosters change, supports accountability, and helps individuals build a new, positive life. By investing in what works, addressing the underlying drivers of crime, and building stronger, more supportive communities, we can move closer to a safer and more just society for everyone. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this vital topic.